today we are going to work on a pretty standard physical therapy exercise, shoulder external rotation using a band. I see this exercise done in a way that I don't like so often, and those ways include, but are not limited to, with the shoulders popping forward, with the elbows squeezed in, or with the shoulder blades pulled together too tight. So what we really need to be focusing on in this exercise is the muscles that pull the long bone about the humerus into this position, like I'm gonna kind of slap something closed. I need that external rotation, or that movement to happen from this bone moving in this joint. If I have my elbow pressed in, I'm getting a lot of strange stabilization into my rib cage. You can see how that's creating a different angle of motion in this joint versus this, so I don't want that. I also don't want to be getting artificial stability from this because I'm using different muscles to squeeze my armpits in than I am to spin this long bone out. Likewise, if I'm just squeezing my shoulders together super, super tightly, I'm kind of restricting what I can do with my motion. If I don't have the shoulders squeezed together super tightly, I can actually move a little bit more and more naturally. It's very rare that I squeeze my shoulders together and walk around like this and do my activities. That's a holding pattern. So I want the muscles to be able to stabilize the long bone in the joint and move appropriately. So for this exercise, we're gonna have a band. I'm just gonna do it sitting because that's where I am right now. I may have given this to you laying down. If I did give it to you laying down, I may have said, put a towel underneath the elbow. The reason for that would be, if I'm laying down, my elbow is less volumetric than my giant bicep, as you can see, okay? So I need something under my elbow, otherwise I'm gonna be in a little bit of extension at my joint when I lay down, just because this part of my arm is not as thick as this part of my arm. Naturally, the arm tapers as we go down towards the elbow. So if we put something under the elbow when we're laying down, that helps us to keep the shoulder in a position where we can activate a little bit more easily when we're starting out with this exercise. Does that make sense? I hope so. In sitting, I want to make sure that my shoulder's in a nice neutral position, meaning the head of the humerus, and again, the humerus is this long bone, isn't tipped forward. I want to make sure I'm not pinching the shoulder blades together and puffing my chest out. So if you're seeing this video, we've already talked a little bit about posture. So I'm going to get my shoulder in a good position. In order to do that, I'm just going to bring my shoulders up, back, and down. I'm going to set my shoulders on my rib cage, and then I'm going to have my band in my hands with my palms facing up, wrists straight, not bent, palms facing up, little light grip, elbows in, not squeezed into the rib cage. I'm going to take a nice inhale, lightly, and on my exhale, I'm just going to pull out. Now notice, as I pull out, I'm not going very far. I'm going to do this nice, light hold. I feel this hold happening. I feel a little bit of activation at the back of the shoulder. If I wanted to go further, I would feel more, and at a certain point, I will feel the shoulder blades come together. And then I'm going to inhale and come back to neutral. So this, my friends, is our basic exercise. What I don't want to start to see is the shoulders popping forward, the elbows squeezing in, the chest popping up, or any variation of postural faults. I want to just be able to pull out, keep that nice position, and slowly come back in. That's our very basic beginner shoulder external rotation with a band exercise.